Good morning, family. Welcome back to this Tuesday morning word of the day. And today's word is motive. Yes, motive. What are your motives when it comes to the things of God? What are your motives when you reading God's word? Well, Jesus asked Simon Peter in the word of the day yesterday. He said, Peter, do you love me? And the Bible said that Peter was what? Grieved. He said, Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you. And Jesus' response was, then feed my sheep. What are our motives if we love Jesus? What are our motives? What is our assignment when it comes to the things of God? What are our motives when it comes to helping God's people? Well, watch this. Here's what James tells us in chapter 4, verse 3. James says in chapter 4, verse 3, even when you ask, you don't get it because your motives are all wrong. You want only what will give you pleasure. I pray today, this Tuesday morning, July 4th, don't let your motives or your pleasure or your desires of the things of the world stop you or dismotivate you from helping and feeding God's sheep, feeding God's people. Because James tells us that we have to stay humble before God. We have to avoid arguments and disagreements because they come from an evil desire that's warring within us. If we're going to continue to generally stay interested in the people of God, watch this. Number one, our motive should be to figure things out first. Our motive should be to figure things out first. Because look what verse 2 tells us in James chapter 4, verse 2. It tells us that you want what you don't have. So you scheme and kill to get it. You are jealous of what others have, but you can't get it. So you fight and wage war to take it away from others. You don't have what you want because you don't ask God for it. Isn't that what's happening now in this world now? That people are waging war against the righteous. People are waging war against those that have worked so hard for things and that God has blessed them. And what they are doing is they're stealing, they're killing, they're trying to take their possessions that God has blessed them with. Isn't that what's happening today with the break-ins in cars? But our assignment is, our motive is to figure things out first because God has given us discernment. We must pray to God for discernment. Because I pray every morning, God, give me eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to comprehend what your spirit is saying for me, my family, and also for all those that I come in contact with. I'm letting them know that God is a God of love. God is a God of peace. Secondly, our motive is to continue to teach others not to be jealous of what others have. Continue to teach them. Continue to love on them. Continue to pray with them and let them know and show them that what God done for them, He can do the same for you. So I encourage you once again, continue to be motivated by the things of God and continue to encourage God people by feeding them the truth. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Be blessed.